What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 20 of Infected by a MOAB. This time we're playing on one of the most recent DLC maps, Gulch, and we're using the Type 95. I have to say Gulch is definitely one of my favorite maps to play Infected on. The first time that I ever played it, I think I got like 19 or 20 kills. I was very close to the MOAB, and basically every time after that I kept getting really close to the MOAB. I got 19, 20, 21 kills up in there, and I think 4 or 5 times later I finally did get the MOAB, and this is the gameplay. It's a very short gameplay, very quick, very fast, very action-packed, and I did join the game late. I didn't have to sit through all the boring stuff at the beginning of the game where everyone's running around with only 1 or 2 infected. So I jumped right into it, and luckily it spawned me right in the place that I wanted to be, behind this big massive boulder that those 2 retards on the right are standing on top of, that they're going to get throwing knife. Don't stand on the rock, by the way. You're going to get throwing knifed in the nuts, and you're going to look like a retard like those 2. But basically, put the claymore where I put it, or you can put it right where that guy came out of, either side of the rock, just as long as you have one side protected. And all you have to do is kind of watch this area right here. On the far side, in between the 2 boulders, is where a majority of the infected are going to come from, but through the river right here there's always 2 or 3 that try and sneak up through the middle of the map. Back where these guys are coming, right where that guy is spawning, and behind there are a couple spawn points, and you see no one is over there. That's why they keep spawning back there. Basically my entire team is either to the right of me or directly behind me, and it works out really well. These guys do an okay job of watching the right side and watching behind me. And lucky for me, I ended up getting a majority of the kills in front of me by this river. So it worked out really well, and as long as you have a couple people off to your right and directly behind you to kind of watch your back and make sure there isn't any awkward spawns or people trying to be sneaky, you should be pretty okay. I don't know what that guy on the waterfall is doing, by the way. He was basically there the entire game. That was a little weird. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, I got the MOAB right there. It was really fast, and I run like hell to try and call it in to make sure it counts. I ended up doing that, and I couldn't get away fast enough, and that guy ended up sneaking around. But definitely an awesome game, and I have to say, like I said, Gulch is definitely one of my favorite maps. It's one of the easier maps to get a MOAB on. The DLC maps are not very easy to get a MOAB on in Infected. Majority of them don't have any good spots besides maybe Offshore, which you guys will see next week, and Gulch, which I have to say, like I said, Gulch is definitely one of my favorites. If you have it, definitely play some Infected and use my spots, use my tips, and you'll come pretty close. If not, you'll end up getting the MOAB. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. This gameplay is coming to a close. Just looking for this last guy, and we ended up getting him right here. But like I said, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hit that thumbs up button if you did. Also hit that subscribe button for future Call of Duty videos. Tune in every Friday for another episode of Infected by a MOAB, and I'll see you guys later.